99% of people your age have already given up on the 6 things I am about to show you. And if even 3 of them still describe your life today, then you are not just aging. You are one of the rarest, strongest, sharpest human beings on this entire planet right now. So before you scroll past this, stop. Because in the next few minutes, I am going to prove to you why you are stronger than almost everyone around you. And thing number 4 on this list is the one that almost nobody ever talks about, the one doctors quietly consider the biggest predictor of a long, independent life. So stay until the end because you do not want to miss it. Welcome back to Health Pathway Hub, the channel where we tell you the truth about aging, health, and living a long, sharp, independent life. No sugarcoating, no fake promises, just real facts that actually matter to you and your family. And if this is your first time here, hit subscribe, because every single week we bring you science-backed, doctor-reviewed information that could add years to your life and life to your years. Here's the truth nobody tells you. By the time most people reach 75, something quietly happens. They stop moving as much. They stop challenging their brain. They stop cooking their own meals. They stop socializing. And slowly, without even realizing it, they start living smaller and smaller lives. Doctors call this the silent decline, and it is the #1 reason people lose their independence after 75. Not disease, not age itself, but simply stopping. But if you are still doing the things I am about to list, you are part of an incredibly small, incredibly powerful group of elders who are aging completely differently. So stay with me. Let's start with number 1. You still cook your own meals. This sounds simple, but it is one of the strongest predictors of independence in your 75th to 85th year of life. Cooking requires planning, memory, fine skills, balance while standing, and decision-making all at once. Researchers who study aging call this a complex activity of daily living, and people who continue doing complex activities like cooking maintain sharper cognitive function for years longer than people who rely completely on others or on prepared meals. If you are still standing at your stove, chopping vegetables, seasoning your food the way you like it, you are quietly training your brain and body every single day without even calling it exercise. That is rare, that is powerful, and that's exactly the kind of habit we are talking about today. Number 2, you still walk without needing someone beside you. Not running a marathon, just walking. To the mailbox, around the block, through the grocery store aisles. Walking independently after 75 is one of the clearest signs of preserved muscle strength, balance, and cardiovascular health. Most people lose significant muscle mass every decade after 50, and by 75, many people have lost enough strength that walking alone becomes difficult or frightening. If you can still step outside your door and walk on your own 2 feet without holding on to someone else, your legs, your heart, your inner ear balance system, and your confidence are all working together in a way that puts you ahead of the vast majority of your peers. Please, if this is you, comment the word walking below, because I want to see how many of you are still out there moving on your own. Number 3, you still remember phone numbers, birthdays, or old stories in detail. Not perfectly. Nobody remembers everything perfectly. But if you can recall your grandchildren's birthdays, your old phone number from 40 years ago, or tell a story from your childhood with real detail, that is your long-term memory and your hippocampus still firing strong. Memory decline is not automatic with age the way people assume. In fact, many people in their 80s have memories sharper than people in their 50s simply because they kept using their brains actively instead of letting screens and passive entertainment do the thinking for them. Now here is number 4, the one I told you about, the one almost nobody mentions. You still make your own decisions about your money, your schedule, and your health choices. This one might surprise you, but it is enormous. So many families, with good intentions, slowly start making decisions for their older parents or grandparents. What to eat, when to see the doctor, how to spend their money, when to go out. And piece by piece, without any cruelty intended, the older person's sense of control over their own life disappears. Losing decision-making autonomy is directly linked to faster cognitive decline and even shorter lifespan in multiple long-term studies on aging. If you are still the one deciding what happens in your own life, if people still come to you for advice instead of deciding things for you, that is not stubbornness. That is one of the strongest signs of a mind that is still fully in charge of itself. Hold on to that. Protect that. It matters more than almost anything else on this list. Number 5. You still laugh, joke, and enjoy conversation with other people. Loneliness after 75 is one of the biggest silent killers, more dangerous to your health than smoking 15 cigarettes a day, according to research on social isolation in older adults. But if you are still someone who laughs easily, who enjoys a good conversation, who has people to call just to talk, not because you need something, your brain is releasing the same protective chemicals that keep younger people mentally healthy. Social connection literally protects your brain tissue from the kind of shrinkage associated with dementia. So if you still have that friend you call every Sunday, that neighbor you chat with over the fence, that family member who makes you laugh until you cry, you are doing something incredibly protective.
For your long-term health, even if it feels like just a nice conversation. And finally, number 6, you still learn new things. Maybe it's a new recipe, a new phone feature, a new card game, a new word in a crossword puzzle, or even watching a video like this one and thinking about it afterward. The brain is like a muscle, and learning new things, even small things, keeps building new neural pathways well into your 80s and 90s. People who stop learning, who stop being curious, are the ones who tend to decline the fastest. But you, if you are still curious enough to be watching this video right now, trying to learn something new about your own health, you already belong to that rare group. So here is the truth. If you counted even 3 or 4 of these 6 things that still describe your life today, you are not an average person aging through their 70s and 80s. You are part of a small, remarkable group of people who are aging with strength, independence, and sharpness that most people lose decades earlier. This is not luck. This is the result of habits, mindset, and choices you have been making, maybe without even realizing how powerful they were. Now I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me which of these 6 things still describes you, and tell me your age, because I read every single comment, and I want the whole world to see just how strong and sharp people in their 70s and 80s really are. If this video meant something to you, please share it with a parent, a grandparent, or a friend who needs to hear that they are not fading, they are thriving. And if you want more truthful, science-backed videos like this one every single week, make sure you are subscribed to Health Pathway Hub, because we are just getting started, and there is so much more we need to talk about together. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself, and remember, you are rarer and stronger.